Olivia Maxwell as a youth. I got mixed up with a crowd that barely knew, started experimenting with drugs and alcohol. They wanted to rob a convenience store, so I went along with it. In the process of the robbery, the clerk was shot and she died. The shooter was 16, so we were all charged as adults, and I spent 16 years of my life in prison from the age of 15. I became very hardened because I felt that's the only way that you could survive as a child in prison. So I ended up in solitary confinement about 3 years before I got out. And I started reading my Bible, and the Holy Spirit just started just making me understand it. So I was hungry to learn more. I felt like most people maybe gradually, come to God, but it was almost like instantaneously. It all started making sense to me, so I even remember getting out of solitary confinement, going to the yard and wanting to ask people for forgiveness if I'd ever treated them bad, or I was so joyous that I was so excited to tell everybody. I probably never felt more free in a prison cell. I just felt joy and happiness, and I knew that could only be God. Getting out in the community, I ended up getting married and having a child. The woman who was shot had a child at the time, and she was just a baby. I had thought about her before, but until I had my own child, I didn't. I didn't have remorse or sorrow, but then as I had a child, I started taking responsibility and saying, well, you know what? I could have ran away, or I could have, warned her. I could have. I shouldn't have been in that situation. And I started wanting to figure out how her life ended up and find her. So I tracked her down through social media, reached out to her, and I just really wanted to just tell her how sorry that I was that she grew up without a mom, and that I had found God in there. And I prayed that if she didn't know him, that she would get to know him. She actually, which is, only the power of God, said, I'm supposed to forgive you. We still talk today. She has experienced a lot of the struggles that I have, and she actually looks to me asked me to pray for her, and just so grateful that I would even have that opportunity to be able to minister to her in any way. Here, I'm forgiven for the greatest. Here she lost her mother, and she's saying, I forgive you. To experience that through people that aren't even in a close relationship with God, showed me that, God can turn any situation into a powerful testimony. God could do anything for anybody.